The last rays of the setting sun were hitting a small wooden shack on the coast. This was the home of Adam. Adam was a fisherman whose livelihood depended entirely on the sea. But tragically, for the past several days, his nets had come up empty. He was so poor that whenever the weather turned, bad and strong winds swept across the ocean. His wooden house would shake. His wife, Laura, was tired of her husband's poverty and often thought about leaving him, though she never voiced this to Adam. One day she left their house and went to sit by the shore. Lost in deep thought, she lamented in her heart, "Who did I marry? He's utterly broke and useless. If he fails to catch a fish today too, I will leave his house and go. Anyway, what's left in this place?" Just as she was consumed by these thoughts, she spotted a boat in the distance. It was Adam rowing towards the shore. As he reached the beach, his wife looked at the boat with a glimmer of hope that maybe, just maybe, he had caught a fish today. But the boat was completely empty again. Adam's face was downcast, and in his shame, he couldn't even meet his wife's eyes. He tied the boat to the side and silently walked towards their house. His wife glared at him with anger. As Adam entered the house, Laura followed him in. She spoke rudely. "Today the nets of other fishermen were full of fish, but you are so unlucky that you haven't caught a single one for days." Adam, already troubled, closed his eyes and said to his wife, "Laura, I am trying, but what can I do? My luck isn't with me. But don't worry, everything will be all right very soon." Laura threatened him. "If you don't bring back a fish tomorrow, I will leave you forever." Saying this, she made an ugly face and went into the kitchen, trying to hide some dishes as if she didn't want to give him any food. The fisherman spoke to his wife. "Laura, I know you will never leave me." Laura gave no reply, so he said again, "I'm extremely hungry. I haven't eaten all day. Please give me something to eat." But she angrily retorted, "Where should I get food for you? If you had brought something, I would have given it to you, wouldn't I? I myself have been hungry for days because of you. It's better to go back to my parents' house or jump into the ocean and end my life than starve here with you." Adam looked at Laura and then headed toward a neighbor's house to arrange for a piece of bread for her. It was night and the winds were strong. No sooner had Adam left the house than Laura took out the food she had hidden in a container and started eating alone. Adam reached the door of a fellow fisherman in the settlement. He knocked. When the fisherman came out, Adam said, "Brother, there's no food at home today. Could you give me something to eat?" Everyone in the settlement knew that Adam was having a string of bad luck and wasn't catching any fish. That's why people started keeping their distance. Because of this, the fisherman didn't want to meet him either. He said to Adam with distaste, "I have nothing in my house either, and don't knock on my door again." Adam could see piles of fish inside the fisherman's house, which he was going to sell at the market the next morning. Adam pleaded, "By the grace of God, you have caught so many fish today. Can't you spare me even one? I'm not begging. You can give it to me as a loan. As soon as I catch a fish from the sea, I will repay you first." The fisherman angrily snapped, "You haven't caught a single fish in so many days. What will you pay me back? Get out of here." Ashamed, Adam walked away and knocked on the door of another house in the settlement. But the fisherman there also humiliated him and sent him away. In utter helplessness, Adam walked to the seashore and sat down. His eyes were filled with tears. Crying, he looked towards the sky. He prayed to God, "Oh God, help this servant of yours. Grant me lawful sustenance. Everyone else is bringing back fish, but why are my nets empty? Oh God, help me." Adam's beard was soaked with tears. Hunger was sapping his strength. It felt like everything was over. He was sitting on the seashore, desperate, when an elderly man with a white beard, who lived in the same settlement, approached him. The old man said, "Son, the tide is coming in fast, and it can be dangerous to sit here. You should move." Adam was so lost in his thoughts that he didn't hear the old man's voice. The old man said again, "Son, is everything all right?" Still Adam didn't reply. So the old man put a hand on his shoulder and shook him. "Son, if there is a problem, tell me." Adam looked at the old man in distress but said nothing. The old man said, "Son, no matter the circumstances, a person should never lose heart." "Tell me what's wrong," Adam said in a trembling voice. "Can you give me something to eat?" The old man smiled and said, "Is that all? I'll be right back." Saying this, the old man went to his house, and Adam sat there waiting for him. In a little while, the old man returned with food and drink. "Here, son, I brought this for you." Tears welled up in Adam's eyes at the sight of the food. He thanked the old man and quickly walked back to his house. He told his wife, "Look, Laura, I brought food." Laura, who had already eaten, took more than half the food, leaving only a little for Adam. Adam was happy even with that small amount. He ate the food and went to sleep quickly because he wanted to leave to catch fish before sunrise. Adam woke up early in the morning, determined to save his home. He resolved that no matter what, he would catch fish today. He took his boat out into the deep waters where he usually feared to go. His dilapidated boat was not in good enough condition for such deep water, but he did it for his wife, Laura. He risked his life for his wife. He cast his net into the sea. He was lost in his thoughts. Either he would catch a fish today, or his boat would sink right here, and he would lose his life. A strange burden was on his heart. He remembered his wife's words from last night, especially the one that troubled him the most. If he didn't bring anything back today, she would leave him. Adam sat in the boat, waiting for a fish to enter the net. He thought that if he returned empty-handed today, Laura might genuinely leave him, and his home would be ruined. This thought banished his fear of the ocean. He didn't care for his own life. He just wanted to catch fish one way or another, even if he died drowning in the sea. This was his true love for his wife, which she couldn't understand because of her focus on wealth. Adam sat in the boat for many hours trying to catch a fish, but he caught nothing. It was noon and the sun was directly overhead, but his net was still empty. A little later he spotted a boat. The man in the boat looked familiar. It was none other than the same friend he had visited the previous night, who hadn't given him a single fish. He had sold his fish from the previous day and had come into the deep sea to catch more. His boat was much bigger and sturdier than Adam's, and he had much better fishing equipment. When Adam got closer to his boat, he saw that it was full of fish, and more was still being caught in his net, which he was pulling out of the sea. Seeing this, Adam felt sorry for his own misfortune. He was certain he would go home empty-handed again, and that's what happened. In the darkness of the night, as he returned home and opened the door, he feared that his wife might have left. But he was relieved when he saw his wife at home. Adam lied to his wife, saying, "I caught a very large fish today. I was just about to pull it onto the boat, but it slipped from my hand and went back into the sea. I will catch it tomorrow." Laura, lying on her bed, listened to him but gave no reply. Adam affectionately said to his wife, "Laura, I know you will never leave me. I won't lose hope. See, our good days will come very soon." Laura had no interest in his words. She had already decided to leave him. She had prepared her box of clothes and was just waiting for the night to pass so she could go to her parents' house in the morning. Adam was unaware of this. Even though Adam had failed again today, seeing his wife at home gave him some hope. He began to feel that his wife was standing by him in his bad times and wouldn't leave him. Because of this, he wasn't as worried as he was yesterday. Today again, he went to the seashore to arrange for his wife's food, sitting where the old man had brought him food the day before. But the old man was nowhere to be seen. Adam's restlessness grew. Slowly, time passed. The night deepened, the air grew colder, and the ocean waves became stronger. It was useless to wait for the old man on the shore at this hour. It seemed he wouldn't come today. Adam got up in despair and returned home. It was the first day in his life when he had brought no food for his wife. Laura had eaten her dinner and was waiting for the morning. Adam went to the kitchen and looked at the vessels, hoping for some leftover food. Then he removed a cloth from a spot and was stunned to see a large pot hidden there. He lifted the lid of the pot, and it was filled with freshly cooked rice. He happily exclaimed, "Laura, look, rice!" But he stopped mid-sentence because he realized that his wife had hidden this food from him. But when there was nothing in his house, where did this food come from? After thinking for a moment, he remembered that many days ago, when he had caught a big fish, he had sold it and brought back some rice, and they hadn't cooked rice since then. He understood that Laura had saved this rice for herself and cooked it today. He wasn't saddened that Laura thought of herself, but he was happy that she hadn't gone to bed hungry today. Adam ate the same rice to fill his stomach. Around midnight, the seawater would come further in, reaching their house. Today, too, the seawater had come close to their house, increasing the cold inside. Adam sat by the window, watching the waves come and go, thinking that he had gone hungry all day, but his wife Laura had hidden rice for herself. Lost in these thoughts, he fell asleep. Then morning arrived, and this was the morning that would reveal Laura's true face to Adam. This was the morning that would change everything. With the first rays of the sun, Adam got up to work hard again. His wife was still asleep, and Adam was seeing her as his wife for the last time, but he didn't know it. He went outside to catch fish. While Adam was heading out into the deep water with his boat, Laura woke up and headed towards her parents' house, leaving her home and her husband forever. When Adam reached the deep water, he cast his net into the sea. Every time he cast the net, he hoped he would catch a fish, but each time his net came up empty. Finally, one last time, he threw his net into the water, and suddenly his net started shaking, and it felt very heavy. He immediately pulled his net, and when the net came out of the water, his eyes lit up. There was a very large fish in the net, along with its small babies. The fish seemed to be looking right at Adam. He had never seen a fish like this before. Its small, helpless babies were also tangled in the net. Adam's heart melted. He gently opened the net and released the small fish babies into the water. When Adam released the babies into the water, they didn't swim away anywhere, but kept looking at their mother in the net and swimming around her. The baby fish wanted to stay with their mother. When Adam saw this sight, he understood the whole story. He knew the fish he had caught was so big that he could sell it and comfortably live for a whole month. The fish was thrashing in the boat, while its babies were in the water. Adam felt sorry for the fish's babies. He took a deep breath, picked up the large fish and threw it back into the water. Crying, he looked at the fish and said, "Go. Go back to your children." Today, he felt that he was not just a fisherman, but a human being too. Before disappearing into the depths of the sea, the big fish looked back at Adam as if it were thanking him. After that, the fish and its babies swam into the depths of the ocean. Adam held his head in his hands and sat in the boat. But then he heard the sound of something bumping against his boat. Adam looked down at the water. He saw something shining in the water. He saw a piece of gold. He saw the same fish he had caught. There was a piece of gold in its mouth. Adam took the piece of gold from the fish's mouth. He was astonished. After this, the fish went into the water again and brought back some more pieces of gold in its mouth, which Adam took. Seeing so much gold, he was very happy, and he started thinking that his wife would be very happy today. Adam didn't need to fish anymore. He happily returned to his house. When he arrived home, he saw that the house was silent. He called out to his wife, "Laura," but he got no reply. A strange fear arose in his heart, and suddenly he remembered his wife's words, "If you don't catch a fish tomorrow, I will go back to my parents' house." Adam held his head and started thinking if his wife had truly left. No, it can't be. Adam's restlessness increased. He looked for his wife all over the house, but his wife was nowhere. Then he rushed out of the house, but his wife was nowhere to be seen. He understood that his wife had left him. He was distraught. He took the piece of gold and went to the market to sell it. Adam took the money and came back home. He had a lot of money, but he was sitting heartbroken. He went back to the seashore that night. Today he had everything, but his wife Laura was not there. He understood that his wife was with him not for him, but for his money. As soon as the money ran out, she left him. The lesson of the story. Those who are meant to leave will leave in any situation, and those who are meant to stay will stand by you through all times. This story gives us several lessons. All kinds of times come and go in life, but difficult times truly show us who are our own and who are strangers. Those who stand by you in tough times are your real companions. In good times, even strangers will stay with you.